Hello everyone and welcome to our new RigER webinar. Today it is dedicated to oilfield reports and dashboards in RigER. Let me introduce myself. My name is Dasha, I'm marketing coordinator here in RigER, and I will be hosting this webinar for you today. So again, today we'll be talking about different kinds of reports that you can generate in RigER that can give you insight into different aspects of your business, from equipment availability, revenue analysis, to missed opportunities, and more. Our presenters today are Indra, User Support Lead, Gleb, VP of Operations, and Arsen, Product Manager. And they will be showing you all kinds of reports in RigER, how to generate and use them. These are sales and revenue reports, operational and utilization reports, HR and safety, and also you'll see dashboards and we'll be able to ask your questions if you have any. So just a short information about us. RigER is a flagship product of Belkasov company, and it is an operations management system for oilfield rental and software companies. We have quite a few products in our RigER product family. That includes RigER Cloud Oilfield, which is a basic product. We also have several mobile applications that sync all information with cloud database. And there are some sub-industry applications like RigER downhole tools, RigER lighthouse and generators, frac and flowback, and more. So that's all for the introduction, and we'll start now about the reports and dashboards.
Yes, thank you, Dasha. This is Arsen here. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about RigER reports and dashboards. We are aware that we have done a lot of webinars concerning the reporting and the analytics part of RigER, and we actually focused more on the backbone and the theory and trying to explain how our reporting mechanisms work. And today we decided to do actually a hands-on guide and a simple passing through of all the reports. Well, not all the reports that we're going to show. Passing through all of them and just showing you what reports we have in the system, depending on some different aspects, and actually how they can be useful to you. So before we start parsing through the reports, I would like to acknowledge the process that the reports are generated by. First of all, every single action that we perform in our system is recorded and it's stored somewhere. So every single click, saving a document or posting a document or even deleting or marking for deletion a document, every single click or action is recorded. Now, the recording process is done through different types of documents and catalogs, etc. And the records for those are kept in so-called informational registers, which are basically histories of actions of particular movement or particular document. And those registers and those events become the base for the report to be able to generate the data that we want to see in the reports. So on your screen right now, you are able to see the comprehensive list of all the reports that come with our current configuration. Some of them depend on several different modules that we either enable or do not enable. And depending on the enabled features and modules, you will be seeing a little more or a little less of these reports. So we have different types of reports, I would say different sections of types of reports, which concern the operational part, the sales part, the revenue part, some miscellaneous reports. We have rental units and inventories. We have reports about prices and documents. So quite a few. I believe it's more than 110 as of right now. So you will be able probably to find something that will really fit your needs. Before we start parsing the reports, just to mention, we have several features that are common among all the reports that we have in the system. First of all, you all will see different types of filters for the reports. You will be able to filter by date, by department, RSA, client, rental unit, etc. You will be able to always to export the report to Excel or do an output to an Excel to be able to continue working with the data if you want to, if you need to. Again, you can print to a document or you can do a virtual printing to a PDF file. You can configure those reports to be sent by email, or you can directly send those reports by email. And most of our reports will come in two different types, either grouped or flat. Now, grouped reports are easy to work with when you're working on the computer and you just need to see, and you can just collapse or expand some groups of information in the report, whilst the flat report will allow you to export the report and do a more comprehensive data analyzing on that particular piece of information. So on that note, let me pass the microphone to our Vice President of Operations, Gleb Kobets, and he will start talking about revenue reports in our system.
Thank you, Arsen. I appreciate it. Hello, everyone. My name is Gleb, and I'm going to talk about the revenue reports in RigER. We have around 20 different reports that represents revenue information in the system that is accumulated from the different sources of documents and different kind of documents. So, and these reports are structured in a different way, so you can bring the data into a specific format and specific structure, so you can get your analytics from it. So the first report that I'd like to talk about is Accrued Revenue Report. This report is revised, and the new version will show you all the accumulated revenue for a specific period of time, say month, or you can select the custom range for the period, and you will see how much revenue you have generated during the specific period for the both rentals and services types of operations. So basically it will show you the client location and your agreement with the client, and also it will be broken down by every individual unit number that you bring to the customer location. It will show you the deployment date and return date, and also this report will calculate the total number of days that units were on the location in the deployment status. It will take also the price from the rental service agreement, and it will definitely calculate the total amount of the revenue generated. The same will be done for the services, so you can analyze, regardless of the status of the invoice, either a client has been billed already or paid or even not billed yet. So you can analyze how much revenue your company has generated for a period of time. The next report is the gap days report by period. So that is very useful when your company operates with a multiple or dozens of different companies, and different companies from our practice and from the general practice of operations in the oil and gas industry shows that different companies can require clients to invoice them for a different period of times. That more applicable to the companies that operate in the drilling type of operations, when they invoice their clients with a particular period of time for specific wells or specific pads, etc. So there are lots of variety how customers can be billed. And in this scenario, sometimes it happens that for some reasons, that some days may be missed from the billing period. So in this report, we'll be able to show you how many days you miss for a specific agreement with a specific customer, and also for a particular equipment. So you can see how much revenue you haven't yet billed to the customers. Next report will show you, and we call this Pre-Invoice Report. So it will show you how much revenue and what kind of numbers will show up on the invoice if you will generate it as of specific date. Say, we'd like to see, okay, if we invoice our customer tomorrow, how much will come up on the invoice, and that report calculates exactly that numbers. So you can generate this report even without having the invoice generated yet. The Revenue ABC Analysis Report, it's more of the analysis of your customers or revenue items or services performance, so you can see and analyze how much revenue generates a specific group of customers, or again revenue, salesperson, etc. So, and usually what the companies and generally what businesses should take care of is the group A and B, because these customers generate more revenue, and if you have 5 customers generating 80% of revenue, then it's vital that you will take care of these customers more. Revenue by customers report shows you the analytics by your clients, and actually represents the breakdown of the customer division, line of business, and sometimes currency. So you can see how many dollars every client has earned for you. The next report is a revenue by periods. Again, this report shows you the analytics by rental revenue and service revenue. Sometimes you can also get revenue from the parts sale, and it will be breaking down by rental units or services, and it will show month by month, or we can even switch the reporting period years by month, month by weeks, or even month by days. So you can analyze throughout the timeline how much revenue you do. And also the good thing about this report that it can be structured and grouped by different parameters. On the right hand side, you see the variant, and you can select how you'd like to structure this report, either by client location and type of revenue, or even by field technician and type of revenue. The next report is a pretty new one because we have just recently developed that. We call this Revenue Itemized Report because it will break down all your invoices into one report and will show you line by line from the invoice how much revenue you have done and generated through the period of time. So actually you can sort this report and filter this report out by customer or by specific location and see how much revenue it generated. The next report is Unbilled Revenue Report. It's pretty similar to the Gap Days report because it shows you how much revenue you haven't been yet billed to the customer, and that's your missed revenue. So you can analyze and you can invoice your customers with unbilled revenue. The next report is Utilization Report. This one is kind of a mix of operations purpose reports and revenue report because it shows you the utilization rates or percentage for different statuses of the equipment. Say you'd like to see how many days a specific unit was in a deployment status or in the wreck status. So maybe it can be a need repair status. So it actually brings you the utilization analysis and also converts to the dollar utilization based on the rental revenue per each individual rental equipment piece of equipment.
All right, thank you, Gleb. Thank you very much. And let's move on to speak about a little bit more about the operational and utilizational reports that we have and we want to show you today. First of them would be the Rental Unit Deployment Report. This report, as you can see on your screen, has different types of filters and different types of groupings. But most important, it is focused on showing you at some point in time what a particular unit, where to a particular unit number was deployed to. So you can see that the grouping is done by the client location, then the documents that these units have been used inside, and you can see the particular location that those units are deployed to, and the dates and the documents that have recorded all the changes in the statuses of that particular item. The good old location report, one of the most powerful and useful reports for the dispatchers, and this report will allow our dispatchers to see particularly exact unit numbers by locations, and you can set up a date, and based on that date the report will show you up all the unit numbers and all the movements of the particular unit numbers on that particular location. RU statuses, rental unit statuses, and location report. Now, this report will allow you to either group by filters or select particular rental unit statuses. And based on this rental unit statuses, you'll be able to see the rental units and the unit numbers and their statuses and the change of their statuses. Depending on the time that you select in the filter, you'll be able to see the status either ready to rent or wrecked or deployed or something like that. You'll be able to see exact unit numbers and grouped by rental units and see those status changes for particular locations. Rental unit history. This report will allow us to delve into the particular rental unit and see the actual history of the movement of particular rental units. So on your screen, you can see that we've got the filters, you've got the time frame, the period you can set, and you will be seeing the item, particular item, let's say a 250 kilowatt generator, and you will see the actual status changes for that particular item. Again, another report that will provide more in-depth analytics for every single rental unit. Let's move on to the next slide, and inventory on hand report will actually provide us with information about the consumables, the parts, the goods and materials that we have in the system, and we will be able to see how much of them we have in the system based on a particular time frame that we select. Now, this report can be grouped in two ways. Either it's going to be based on the location, meaning your shop or yard, then an item, or you can actually group by an item. Then the hierarchy would go down to the location and the particular information, line information that you need. The inventory turnover report. Now, this report will allow us again to see all the turnover information for the goods, parts, materials, consumables that we have in the system. We will be able to select a time frame, and the report will present us the starting and ending balances for the particular location and the movement in between, meaning the receiving or the expenses, meaning using of the particular parts and consumables. And all of those actions, all of those changes will be recorded in a particular document, which can be either a rental ticket or a sales shipment, as you can see, or even an initial balances document that will bring all the quantity of those particular units in bulk to our shops. And those documents are clickable, and you can double click on them and just open up the document and view more details. The RU technical report. Now, this is a report that will allow you to actually see what technical process has the particular unit number gone through its lifespan. So we will be able to see all the repairs or all the inspections or everything that has a technical value for a particular unit number or for a particular rental unit will be displayed in this report, and we'll be able to actually see the history of all those technical changes and all those technical works that have been performed on the particular rental unit, be it a repair, be it an inspection, be it a some kind of a service. And those pieces of information will be presented in a manner of grouping from starting the hierarchy by the rental unit, then moving to the unit number, actual unit number, and the document tab that recorded each kind of the change for that particular technical history of the unit number. Let's move on to the next slide. And the need repair report, another very important report in our system. As you may know, the particular rental units, while returning the rental units to the shop via tickets or using some other documents, we are able to set a condition for a particular unit number. And one of those conditions is the need repair condition. And need repair condition indicates that this particular unit number obviously needs to go to repairs. And this report is based on that particular condition and will be generating the information about the unit numbers and rental units, grouped by rental units, which actually have that condition based on a date that you select in the filters, and we'll show you all the need repair condition rental units that we have in the system. You can group it either by rental unit, or you can group it either by to be honest, I even forgot. I believe it should be grouped by a group of the rental unit, meaning the hierarchical group that we sort our rental units into, like the light towers and the generators, etc. It could be in one group, or balls and stuff can be another group. Let's move on to the next report, Rental Unit Defects Report. Now, this particular report is concerns just a particular niche of rental units, those being the vehicles. And the report is based on the inspection statuses that are performed to those vehicles. And while having inspection checklists and passing the inspections for the vehicles, we can indicate the defects in those documents, and those documents will be the base for this particular report to pull the information from and show what actual defects have we found during the inspection, and display those in this particular table. Weekly equipment report, another report that will allow us to see the actual state of equipment that we have in the system. We will be able to see the statuses of the particular pieces of equipment, be it on rent, racked, available is for inspection, etc. And alongside with that information, we will be able to see the utilization percentage based on the time period that we set in the filters. So simple but powerful from the informational standpoint report. Yet it is very specific to a particular rental unit. So rental units utilization report, another utilization report that will allow us to see all the information, again, based on a time frame. You will be able to select the time period. You will be able to check whether you want to see the actual unit numbers or you just want to see the rental units. And the report will display the rental unit name, the serial numbers if you select them, the status of them as of the time period that you have selected, the days in fleet variable, which means how many days those pieces of equipment have been in your fleet, days deployed, the number of days out of the days of fleet that those pieces of equipment have been deployed to a client location, and the utilization, obviously, which is calculated using the days deployed versus days in fleet. Another interesting report is what we call the morning equipment report, or we had a nickname for it, the morning coffee report. This is a report that was requested by one of our clients who wanted to see a particular type of information in this report, and this report actually shows the utilization and the particular state of the fleet and the deployed equipment in the system. So you will be able to divide this report using your either shops or using your types of operations, which you can see right now on your screen. We use the shops as mechanical shop and headquarters, and we use these sub-rental types of operations. And you would be able to get information about your units in stock and how much of them are deployed, and based on them you will be able to calculate either your lost revenue, your deployed percentage, your daily revenue, your weekly or monthly or yearly deployed units average charge. You can calculate your weekly and monthly averages for your rental units, and you will be also able to see the in repairs and a lot more information that might be useful to you. So another thing to consider and look into if you need it. And the probably the last utilization report that we will talk about today would be the actual workforce utilization report, which is the field tech status history report. This report will allow you to select either select a particular field technician with his name, or just to see all the field technician information in the report. And you'll be able to set a period and see the status of that particular person and the location of that particular person, whether he was available or he was working, assigned to a particular ticket, and whatever he was doing will be presented in the report with the information based on that particular document, be it the RSA. So you can double click on the RSA, open up the RSA, and see exactly the information that pertains to that particular field technician. Yeah, one thing I want to mention about the reports is our email reporting tool. So this reporting tool, what it is, it will allow you to generate reports automatically based on a schedule on a chosen format of the particular report and email those generated reports to a list of people either inside your company or to people you want to add as your customers or someone else, anyone. So it excuse me, it consists of three main tabs, as you can see. The first tab will allow you to add, configure, and choose the actual report that you want to be using in the email reporting tool. You will also be able to select the format. PDF is usually advisable, but it depends on you. Then the second tab would be the schedule. And in this tab, you would be able to either run a weekly, monthly, or whichever schedule fits your needs. You will be able to select particular days, times, and you can even configure a specific schedule that might work for you. Then you will move to on the email tab, and you will be able to select the usernames for your company, or you will be able to select the users that you want to send this report to who are not your employees, but will be able to be added into your database for you to select them in here. So yeah, it's a powerful tool. It's a powerful automation tool. It will allow you to just to recap, it will allow you to select a report, configure, and on a base schedule basis send to your recipients. Now let me pass the microphone to our incredible user support lead, Indra, who will actually speak about our HR and safety reports.
Thank you, Arsen. Hello, everybody. So my name is Indra, and I'm support lead here in RigER. So let's move further, and let me show you our HR module reports, what we have in RigER system. So here you can see like clients who has HR module enabled in their database can have detailed reports related with this module, and RigER system allows to track employees' time. So different kind of documents allows employees to log their time inside the work time, and system automatically takes all these records and generates a report. Specifically, it's used in employees' hour report. So it takes all the data from different type of documents and aggregates it for you, and based on HR module settings, it can calculate payroll for your employees too. So different type of documents such as rental tickets, field tickets, repair cards, internal job tickets allows for your employees who uses RigER to log their work hours. And in this way, you can track employees' hours by generating the reports. And this report has a lot of information in it for your analysis, and it automates a lot of manual jobs for you. So the next report in HR module is labor cost analysis report. So this report allows you to have a better idea on how much your company spends on labor and have this information represented to you for analysis. And here this report gives you a list by the employee and a list of related assigned documents for that employee, and taking the data from these documents like the work hours, the rate based off the settings of this module, and it even can calculate a payroll to show the payroll and to show you the labor cost for each job for deeper analysis. So let's move forward, and the next report what I would like to show you is a sales commission report. So this report takes information from invoices generated in RigER system for particular time of period, and this report can be generated in two ways. So based on sales commissions settings in the system, so it can calculate sales commissions for salesperson based on invoice which are paid already with the status paid, or based on invoice date. So again, it depends of the system configuration for your company, and it can represent data what is useful for you. So let's move forward, and the next module in RigER is safety module, and it has some reports there too. These reports are mostly client specific, so it depends on your system configuration and settings, and it has a few of the reports that you can use. And all these reports are taking information and data from different type of documents in RigER, such as hazard assessment, summary truck inspection, checklists, and so on, and aggregates that data and represents it for you for the deeper analysis in the system. As I mentioned before, it's like client specific and depends on your settings in the system. So let's move forward, and let's move to the next topic of our webinar.
Yeah, let me just step in, and just to reiterate those safety reports that we were not able to show you. The reason for that is all the reports are based on a particular client database configuration, and we do not allow ourselves to expose client information in any way. So we will have to show you on a face-to-face, let's say so, basis. If you want to see those safety reports, please reach out to us in any way that is convenient for you, and we'll be able to arrange and demo it to you. So let's move on and talk about our RigER dashboards, the dynamic reporting, all on-time dashboards that we have, which will allow us to automate every process in a particular way. So the first one would be the safety dashboard, and I would like to ask Indra again to speak about it.
Thank you, Arsen. Yes, so we have a bunch of different dashboards which helps you through the different process in your businesses to analyze the processes and to see the aggregated data in it. So safety dashboard is based on the safety documents. It takes all the data from a different type of documents such as rental tickets, work tickets, and it aggregates so you can see based on the different day selection how many rental tickets was generated, and if you drill down deeper you can see all the data inside them. You can see post and pre-trip inspections and different kinds of information in the safety dashboard. So let's move forward. The next is very useful availability dashboard. In most databases, it's like a home screen for RigER, where you can see availability of specific rental units, unit numbers, or parts of your inventory. So you can see the aggregated data based on the status of unit numbers. It gives you an idea how many unit numbers you have for specific rental units ready for rent, how many equipment is in inspection stage, and how much equipment is deployed. And even if you highlight specific rental unit on this availability dashboard, so on the left side, on the right side, you can see the more detailed information, the location and the clients where there's rental units, units of these rental units are deployed, and so on. So it's really useful and quick information for you to check where is your equipment and what status of them.
Yeah, the next 4 dashboards that we are going to show you are fairly recent developments, and they are very powerful tools to do some automation and have all the information on hand at one point of time. So I will ask now our Vice President, Gleb, to continue with the activity log dashboard.
Thank you, Arsen. The activity log dashboard actually represents the unit numbers or individual assets in different statuses as of now. So the dispatcher or operations personnel can analyze where the equipment is And the most powerful features of this dashboard is that you can easily sort out the whole dashboard by a department, or it will allow you to see the availability, or on the other hand, deployed units pertaining to a particular department, or you can analyze information by service managers if the equipment needs services, so they can filter the dashboard by them and see only their equipment. Also, you can select different statuses of the equipment. Say, if we need to see only deployed units for a particular department and service manager and even customer, so we can easily filter this out in this way. And also, this dashboard allows you to use if you use in your operations type of equipment of generators, for example. So you can analyze the equipment by kilowatts or types of generators. And also on the lower part of this screen, you can see the individual rental units if you use assemblies type of equipment. So when you can combine different parts into one assembly unit, which is billable to the client. And you can see if the unit is assembled, what kind of parts of this assembly are, and any comments to this assembly. And also you can set the maintenance dates or preventive maintenance date right on this dashboard. The next dashboard is really new one. It's the latest development of RigER software. We call this service call dashboard because it allows you to capture and record all the incoming requests from your clients. Either it can be for the equipment dispatch, or maybe to swap the equipment or to maintain the equipment. So everything can be captured within the service calls records, because you can fill out the comment tab or comment box, set the priority for this service call, and assign the next responsible person who needs to take an action on that particular service call. And also you see that you have a due date. So all the essential information about the client's operations can be recorded through these service calls records. And when the service call is done, so you can set this status of the service call is done, and you will be okay. They also you can perform some actions based on the service calls in the software. For example, you can generate a new delivery ticket from the service call, because every service call record has client location and also rental service agreement in it. So this information will be transferred to the delivery ticket or service ticket, so you don't have to actually repeat these actions in the system. So you can consider this dashboard as the communication tool between field personnel, sales guys, and operations and dispatchers in the office. And we are also planning to develop a new mobile application specifically for the service calls, so every person in the field can capture information about the client in this kind of module of the system.
Thank you, Gleb. And I will continue to talk about the repair dashboard. As you have seen, we have the reports based on need repair conditions of the rental units in particular items. And this dashboard actually has a lot of information inside it. So you can see all the rental units that are pending for repairs, and basically have that need repair condition, and you will be able to actually set the priority for those repairs from within this report. And the priority will indicate how soon you want those pieces of equipment to be repaired. You will also be able to see all the client information and rental service agreement information and the location information that those particular units have been belonging to. And you will see the department for which these rental units are assigned to. You will be able to check the repair checkbox, as you can see in the repair check column. And this action will actually perform a one-click repair in the system, obviously, and will indicate that this particular rental unit number has been repaired and will just vanish from this particular screen. You can also select whether this repair will be billable or not. not to the client. And if need be, you can also select that this particular repair is supposed to be a rework, which basically is a process that we have in RigER platform that will allow us to send particular unit numbers to a particular place, meaning a mechanical shop or a vendor's site, to be repaired and be sent back to us. So again, you can set the priority, you can select actual unit numbers, you will be able to set the date upon which you want to have this data generated. You will also have a lot of additional filters which we are not discussing right here. But, and yeah, you will also be able to click on the show the recent repairs checkbox, and this will allow you also to see all the previous repairs that have been already completed. So let's move on and talk about the last dashboard that we want to show you today, which would be the Rework Dashboard. And as I just said, the rework is a process that you will be sending your particular pieces of equipment for a different place for repairs. And in this dashboard, you will be able to see all the particular items, the unit numbers and the rental units by their statuses, be it either for rework or reworked. And you will be able to manipulate them from within this dashboard. You can just select a particular unit number, click on a generate rework PO, and this action will generate a rework PO for you. So you'll be able to next, let's say, generate a bill of lading out, which will move your particular equipment to the location for the repairs. Or you can do the opposite action by clicking on the generate rework bill of lading in, which will bring your repaired or not repaired unit back to your inventory depending on the condition. So yet another powerful tool for you to be able to utilize if you have this kind of operations like rework, and it will for sure ease the life of dispatchers a lot. So this is everything that we can say and show you as of right now about our dashboards, new dashboards. And let's move on to our next section, which would be obviously the Q&A.
Yes, thank you, Arsen. I do see a few questions. So the first one is from Mark. Thank you, Mark. So can we make customized reports with the data and layout?
All right. Yeah. Well, short answer, yes, and I will explain a little bit more. As you saw in the system, we have a lot of reports, actually more than 110 working current reports that you can utilize, and we have tried to cover every single possible aspect. But we know that there is always a type of operation, and there is always a case that we have missed something, or we need to actually show something in a different way. So, and that particularly depends on our clients and their needs. So you can reach out to us, and yes, we can make a customized reports for you. We can make a customized data presentation and a layout of interface for you. So just tell us what you need, and we will get you what you want.
That's great. Thank you. One more question. Is there any option to export or report data to other database systems?
Yes, actually, we have some kind of integrations with the third-party providers in terms of the databases. But to be more specific, we are developing the integration with the Power BI system right now. So it will be a seamless integration between those two systems, and you'll be able to send information from RigER to the Power BI to build your reports, visualizations, and analytics. But basically, what you can do currently with your reports in RigER, you can easily export it to Excel spreadsheets. Either save it to the XLS format or CSV format, and then upload these kind of spreadsheets to your analytics tools, or even to the some kind of data analyzers. So that is possible right now. But again, as Arsen said, if you have something specific on your plate on your table, you can reach us out, and we will consider the integration with any third-party providers.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Gleb. I have no more questions. Anyway, if you will have any questions later, you can contact us in any way you like, by phone, email, or filling out the form on our side, and we will be glad to reply all your questions. Thank you all so much for being here today with us. We'll see you next week during our next webinar.
Yes, thank you, and stay safe. Keep fighting. We're going to get to the end in a good and great condition. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.